I gave my body and our money to his best friend for over 2 years. He found out and methodically destroyed every part of my life, leaving me a humiliated, desperate woman begging him to stop hating me. My knees hit the cold tile in the kitchen, and I just stayed there. Phone clutched so tight, my fingers went white. The screen was still open on his last message, the one that said he was changing the locks tomorrow, and the kids already knew not to answer my calls. Tears mixed with snot, and I could taste the cheap wine I had been drinking straight from the bottle since noon. I never meant for it to go this far. Or maybe I did. I do not know anymore. All I know is 2 years and 3 months ago, I started something I cannot take back. And now there's nothing left of the life we built. It kicked off on a Saturday in late summer. The kind of hot California day where the air conditioner in our little ranch house on the edge of town was fighting for its life. My husband Jake had been pulling 12-hour shifts at the auto shop again, grease under his nails even after he scrubbed them raw. I was home with the kids, bored out of my mind, folding laundry that smelled like fabric softener and regret. Mike showed up like he always did, best friend since high school, carrying a 12-pack and that easy grin. We fired up the grill in the backyard, kids splashing in the plastic pool, cicadas screaming in the trees. Jake was laughing at something Mike said, but his eyes looked tired. Mike caught my eye across the smoke and said real quiet that I looked real pretty when I smiled like that. Nobody had said anything like that to me in months. A week later, he texted me just to see how I was holding up. He said he noticed Jake seemed stressed. I answered. Then we were texting every day. Stupid stuff at first. Memes about bad bosses, complaints about the heat. Then it turned into, how was your day really? You know I'm here if you need to talk. One Tuesday, I told Jake I had to stay late at the insurance office filing claims. Instead, I met Mike at the diner off the interstate, the one with the cracked vinyl booths and coffee that tasted like burnt tires. We talked for 3 hours. He listened when I said I felt invisible. His hand brushed mine when he passed the sugar, and I did not pull away. 2 weeks after that, we crossed the line for real. His truck in the back row of the Walmart parking lot at 10 at night. Windows fogged up, my heart hammering so loud I thought the security guard would hear. It was fast and clumsy, and I felt alive for the first time in years. After that, it got easier to lie. I started meeting him in motels, the ones with the buzzing neon signs and beds that creaked no matter how careful you were. $38 a night for the basic room. Sometimes $50 if we wanted the one that did not smell like old cigarettes. I'd swipe the joint card and tell Jake the charge was for groceries or kids' clothes or gas. He never checked right away. We got bolder. Weekends, when Jake had overtime, we'd drive 40 minutes to a nicer place near the river, order room service, laugh about how nobody would ever know. I bought new underwear, red lace stuff I charged and hid in my gym bag. One time, I spent $260 on a single weekend and told Jake the washing machine broke and I had to buy a new one at the big box store. The money added up fast. Over those 2 years, I figure we blew close to $14,000. Hotel rooms, gas, dinners, little gifts I bought Mike that I said were for myself. Jake would ask why the checking account looked light, and I'd snap that prices were up everywhere, that the kids needed new shoes, that he worked too much to notice anyway. He started sleeping on the couch some nights, said the shop was busy, he was exhausted. I told myself it was fine, that I deserved a little happiness too. Mike made me feel wanted. He'd text me good morning and good night and send pictures of sunsets saying they reminded him of my hair. Jake had not said anything sweet in so long, I almost forgot what it felt like. Then the close calls started. One night, Jake came home 2 hours early, and I was still at the motel. I sped the whole way, heart in my throat, and told him traffic was crazy because of an accident on the freeway. He looked at me a long time, but just nodded. Another time, Mike left a hickey, and I wore a scarf in 90-degree weather, said I had a sore throat. The pregnancy scare hit in March. I was 2 weeks late. Bought the test at the Dollar General at 4 a.m, wearing sunglasses and a hoodie like some criminal. Negative, but I sat on the bathroom floor, shaking for an hour, thinking, what if it had been Mike's? I swore I'd stop. I lasted 11 days. Summer came again, and we were still at it. Hotter lies, more money, riskier places. His apartment when his roommate worked nights. My car in the park after dark. I started to hate myself in the mirror, but I could not quit the high. Then, one Thursday in August, Jake found the stack of motel receipts I thought I had shredded. They were in the glove box of my car, folded small. He waited till the kids were asleep, laid them out on the kitchen table like evidence in a trial. Asked me flat out if it was Mike. I cried and said it was nothing, just stress relief, that it only happened a couple times. He did not raise his voice, just looked at me with eyes I did not recognize, and said he already talked to Mike and had the messages. Turns out, Mike cracked the first time Jake showed up at his door. After that, Jake went quiet, moved his stuff to the guest room, took the kids to school and soccer like nothing changed. But I felt him watching everything I did. The revenge came slow, like a drip that turns into a flood. First, he printed every bank statement for the last 2 years, highlighted every charge I could not explain. Then he met with a lawyer on his lunch break 3 towns over so nobody would see his truck. 2 weeks later, my boss called me into the office, said there had been complaints about me leaving early, using the company phone for personal calls. I knew it was Jake. He had copies of my time cards and cell records. They let me go with 2 weeks severance. I walked out to the parking lot and threw up behind my car. Our friends started pulling away one by one. He did not scream my sins from the rooftops. He just sat down with them over coffee or at the bar and showed the papers. Calm, facts. By October, half the group chat had gone silent on me. My best friend since high school texted that she was sorry, but she could not be around that kind of betrayal. My own sister took his side after he showed her the statements and the hotel photos Mike had stupidly kept. She said I was selfish and the kids deserved better. My mom stopped answering my calls. The divorce papers came on a Tuesday in November. He asked for the house, the cars, full custody, and child support. The judge saw the proof of 2 years of cheating and spending and gave him almost everything. I got every other weekend and every other holiday, but only if I could provide a stable address. I packed my clothes into black trash bags while he stood on the porch with his arms crossed. The kids watched from the window, faces pressed to the glass. I drove away in my old Civic that smelled like fast food and broke down crying at the first red light. Now I'm in a studio apartment above a laundromat on the bad side of town. The walls are thin and I hear the couple next door fighting every night. I applied to 20 jobs and got 3 interviews. Each one ended the same. They looked me up, saw the rumors on local Facebook groups, and suddenly the position was filled. I drive past our old house sometimes, see Jake in the yard with the kids, laughing, the Christmas lights already up even though it's only November. They look happy, whole. I text him every single day. Long messages, short ones, voice notes where I'm crying so hard I can barely talk. I tell him I know I'm a terrible person, that I ruined the only good thing I ever had, that I'll go to counseling, I'll pay back every cent, I'll do anything if he'll just stop hating me. Most times he does not answer. When he does, it's 2 words. Stop, please. I sit here on this lumpy mattress with the springs poking through, staring at the ceiling fan that wobbles like it's gonna fall. And I know this is what I earned. I gave my body and our money away for over 2 years, and now I've got nothing left but the begging and the shame that never goes away. Some nights, I think about driving to his house and just sitting on the curb till he comes out. Other nights, I just cry into the pillow that still kinda smells like the detergent we used to buy together at the Costco on the highway. I do not know how long I can keep doing this, but I also do not know how to stop. Because even after everything, the worst part is, I still love him, and he does not love me anymore. Not even a little. That's the real disgrace. Not what I did, what I lost, and how I'll never get any of it back.